Wow, would you just look at that lake? It's hard to believe in less than a week, it's all gonna be frozen. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Thank you guys for joining me today. Just out on a beautiful Friday afternoon, had a guide trip this morning to get my last customer out for the next week. The weather is absolutely gonna go to below freezing temperatures, 0 degrees overnight for at least a week, so guaranteed this lake and all the lakes around here are gonna be frozen by next week, unfortunately. So we're just trying to get out here today for one last nice little rip. We've got both the pups here. Beautiful day, about 45, almost 50 degrees, not a breath of wind. Should be fun. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of exciting stuff coming down the pipe, so we're gonna try and get to all that. But I think the main focus of this video, we will drop down and catch a couple. As you guys can see, we've got a nice little tree with some fish packed in there. But I want to give my overview of top to bottom winter crappie fishing, the gear that we're using, depths that we're fishing, baits that we're using, live scope stuff. I don't have enough fingers for all the stuff we're gonna try and go over, but biggest thing is I've gotten a lot of questions about, you know, all my entire crappie setup, the rods, the line especially, reels, baits. I sprinkle a lot of that information in kind of throughout all the different videos that I try and do, but to have one video dedicated to my entire crappie setup, that's what we're gonna try and accomplish today, as well as catching a couple fish. So we're gonna get things rigged up here, talk about a couple exciting things coming down the pipe and go from there. All right, we're talking gear, crappie gear. So as far as the rods go, I think you guys have heard me say a lot before in my previous videos, the one thing that I really do like is a shorter rod that can work to your advantage. It can work to your disadvantage sometimes, but my main go-to rod for crappie is a 6.6 medium light Fox River. I've been with Fox River rods forever. They make an excellent blank. We've got some new models coming out this spring that are gonna be super sick, but that 6.6 medium light allows you to just stay right below the boat, right below the fish that you're seeing. You're a lot more accurate with these shorter rods. And frankly, for customers, it's just a lot more comfortable than those 10 to 12 to 14 foot rods, which we will talk about next. But on the 6.6 rod, we've got a 1000 size PC Fun Honor XT. Big exciting news with PC Fun is you can get 18% off all PC Fun gear with the code KAE18. That's something new that we started at the beginning of February. So if you guys want to get a sweet little discount on one of the PC Fun reels, definitely go to PCFun.com. Put in the discount code KAE18. I'll leave that right here on the screen. Get you guys 18% off. And then on the business end, line, talked about this a lot. I use 10-pound braided line. This happens to be just the yellow, high-vis yellow PC Fun braid. 10-pound, you can really just do almost everything with. You might break off a couple more jigs in the brush piles and stuff, depending on how badly it's in there, but a lot of times that'll just pull out. You can use 15 to 20 to up to 30-pound braid because the line diameter is so small, but braid for me is so crucial in crappie fishing because it obviously has the no stretch properties. You're gonna feel everything on the end of your line when those crappies just come up and barely breathe on it or feed up. So I will always use braided line for crappies, and I really like that high vis yellow. I'm a big line watcher, so I can watch clients' line tick when they get a bite, tell them to set the hook. Really nothing new there. I use braid for almost all applications, spinning rod wise, so that's what we've got going on there. And then on the other side of it, we've got the long rod aspect. So Huckabee Rods actually hit me up a couple weeks ago and wanted to send me a bunch of rods to try out. My primary purpose of working with those guys is using the long rod. So this one right here is their 10-foot hot rod. Really like this one. We've been using it for the last couple guide trips. I've got another 10-foot or 10'6" dipping stick in the back, but medium action does not feel like a medium, but super sensitive. Allows you to get those baits out away from the fish if they might be a little bit more spooky. So yeah, looking forward to potentially working with them, but on the longer side of rods, I pretty much just use 8-foot up to maybe 10.5, 11-foot, and that's about as long as I like to go. So now let's talk about the fun part. Let's talk about jigs. So a lot of the jigs that I make are custom poured jigs. They're all pretty much 1/8 ounce, especially on the double jig rig, which I'll show you guys how to tie here in just a second. All 1/8 ounce. I may go up to 1/4, but especially when we're sharpshooting bigger fish, like in the pre-spawn up in the timber, I really like a 3/8 ounce head, just one. Drop that bait down super fast to the fish and get them to react to it. But for the most part, I really like the smaller ones, the 1/8 ounce jigs. My buddy Chris Hess with Get Jiggy With It jigs, he makes this awesome freestyle head. Number 2, must add sickle hook on there. I don't know if you guys can tell, might be a little bit tough here, but it's obviously got that little bit of a bend to it, and then that the shank on there is super sharp. We've got the little wire keeper, helps keep the plastic on there, but these are some super high quality jigs. So highly recommend getting yourself some custom jigs poured. There's tons of them out there, but these are just the ones that I use. Color selection, I mean, they're crappies. You can kind of pick a color, any color, but I really just like pink and chartreuse. I really like that pink with the purple and chartreuse body, and then the chartreuse with the red and chartreuse, but you can mix and match. Some guys really like matching the jig head color to the plastic. I personally don't really care that much, and I don't think the fish do either, but those are my two go-to colors right there. But even though I really only use like 2 colors, you've obviously got to have the selection, you know, some orange in there, purple, white, whatever, a couple different sizes, but yeah. 2 1/8 ounce jigs is usually pretty good to go. Now the really fun part, and the part that a lot of people don't like to hear me talk about when they ask me this question, but number one most asked question on my crappie videos is, where can you get the plastics that I use? Unfortunately, these are custom poured plastics by my buddy. He doesn't pour for the public anymore. It just got to be a little bit too busy, so he just does a select handful of people as well as the clients that are on my boat. But that being said, it is a pretty generic 2.5 inch stinger style bait right there. Sometimes I'll go up to 3, sometimes I'll use the 2.75 inch, a little bit thicker body, but I like to kind of mix it up with that 2.5 inch stinger tail, and then also the 2.5 inch flap tail. Again, these are pretty simple molds that a lot of different companies make, a lot of individual guys make, so just because you can't get the exact ones that I use doesn't mean you can't get them all together. So highly recommend just going out there on Facebook and finding some different plastics companies. I'll link a couple local ones down below of my buddies that do pour plastics. But again, as far as colors are concerned, I mean, I've got 3 different boxes full of all different kinds of colors. Just kind of what they prefer on any given day. I do like the purples sometimes. I think that shad kind of have a purplish hue to them, and I think that's why they might prefer that purple. Dingier water, obviously like that orange and chartreuse. Clear water, especially in the wintertime, like that red and chartreuse too. Again, just because my crappies are biting these colors does not mean that your crappies are gonna like those colors too, but it's all just personal preference, and you really just gotta get out there and fish them. So now that we've got the gear and stuff broken down, let me just real quick go over how I tie that double jig rig. I'll link that video either down below or up somewhere here in the top of the video. I have another one on the channel that shows, you know, from step by step, a little bit slower, a little bit closer, but pretty much all you've got to do is just tie your jig as you normally would. Tie your first one on. I just tie a simple clinch knot or San Diego jam. I don't even know what it's called. It's just the same knot that I've been tying since I was a kid. Get that cinched down, trim the tag. Okay, now we'll grab our second bait. This is the part that you want to pay attention to. This is a super easy knot to tie, but it does take a little bit of practice. So with your first bait hanging down, create a loop in the line there, just, I don't know, about 12 to 16 inches up, just kind of depending on what you want to do, and then flatten that out. And this is another reason why I like braid, is because monofilament's obviously really hard to flatten out like that. So then just take that flattened loop, put it through the tie, grab the tag end of the jig that's on the bottom right there, and then pretty much all you have to do is just tie an overhand knot. So now going through the loop that you've created right there, grab the second loop on the tag like this, open it up with your other finger, bring that jig through one more time, keep everything as neat as you can, and then just cinch that right down. It's basically a Palomar knot, but right there, you've got the most perfect, that one's about, yep, just about 1 foot long, double jig rig right there. I'll drop that video down below where I go a little bit more step by step, a little bit closer, but I guess pretty much all I've really got to talk about. We're gonna start fishing here just, again, in the wintertime in these reservoirs in the Mid-South. You're looking for channel breaks, so the old river channel, follow that along. Look for big trees, big schools of crappie, big schools of shad, gonna be right on the break. If you guys are new to this channel, I've got tons of other videos from the last couple weeks outlining exactly what I'm looking for, so we're not gonna go over that all together, but that's pretty much the top to bottom setup as far as gear that I use in the wintertime down here in Kansas. So we're still sitting over this big group of fish, so I'm gonna get these baits down there and see who wants to play. I think it's gonna be fun. We're not gonna try and catch too many. I don't think it should honestly take that long, and these fish are gonna be pretty easy to catch. So let's get these things down there and see what happens. A lot of followers, not a lot of eaters, so I'm just gonna switch colors. We've got kind of a bigger profile bait. This is a 2.75 inch bait here. Just gonna size back down to the 2.5 version. Definitely think about switching colors for sure. Gonna stick with the purple. size down just a little bit, and then go with the absolute killer as of lately, the red and chartreuse. Good night. So many fish down there, but like I said, this morning we had quite a bit more of a breeze on the lake, even some cloud cover, and now it is just bright blue, high skies, no wind. Obviously, like I said before, this is the same pile we ended on after we beat up on him pretty good. Got him. Got him. Not small. Nope. Just a nice one. Again, not keeping any fish today. We're just letting them go. Tucker, Phoebe, would you like to? No? Okay. Perfect. Got that one to go. First drop after we switched to a different size bait. Instant next drop. Good fish too. Good fish, another good one. Oh yeah. That's all it took, guys. Switching size and profile on the bait. Just another perfect 12.5 by 13 incher. Catch a couple more. Big one coming in hot. Got him. Good fish too. Oh yeah. Oh man. How you guys can see, I mean, these fish are active now. We've got them fired up. You can see how easy it is to come out here and just get 20 keepers in about 25 minutes maybe. Just another perfect one. Luckiest ones in the lake. Got him. Got him up out of the tree. Nice one too. The keeper tree. The keeper spot. Just kind of having to maybe kind of like get away from the fish and pitch it out to him and let the baits fall, pendulum through. It's one of my favorite ways to catch them. But he did it. We got him to go. Got him. Big one. Heavy fish. Heavy fish. Yeah. Whoa. Another good one. Another one from, you know, just pitching it out there and letting the baits fall through the fish. Nice. Nice one. Phoebe, what do you think? Tucker approves of every fish. Home back. Make more babies. See the bait's falling about 14 feet out. Kill it before it gets down to the school. Bracing up, bracing up. You guys can barely see it. Oh, I went a little too high on that one. Let it fall back down into the group there. Here he comes. Got him. Good one too. Oh yeah. Heavy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Tucker, that's what I'm talking about. Phoebe. Phoebe doesn't know what to think. Love it. Absolutely love it. Left-handed, big. Got a boat rolling up on us. Another gorgeous fish. Hopefully you guys are kind of getting the gist of what's happening. It's really not that difficult. They are bitey, and the weather is beautiful. It's amazing. Here he comes, digging. Got him. All right, boys and girls, we're gonna make this the last one, and it is a nice one too. Yep. Make this the last one, talk about a couple fun things, and then we'll get out of here. Tucker's happy. Phoebe's over there, she's happy. You got to love it. How was that, guys? Super nice day, lots of fish. Why are you such a bully? All right, guys, well, that is just gonna about do it for us today. Hey, one other thing that I forgot to mention as far as discount codes. You guys have seen this video before, but if you guys wanna get a discount on the best mount made in the industry for your live scope graph, go to stowawaymounts.com and use KAE10 to get 10% off your next mount. These things are freaking awesome. Again, Larry and Steve have been awesome to work with in prototyping this all the way down to the final version. And now they're for sale on the website, stowawaymounts.com, locally made here in the Kansas and Missouri area. So KAE10 will get you 10% off those. But thank you guys for sticking around. I hope I answered some questions as far as the gear that I use on the boat for these wintertime crappies, jigs, plastics, rods, reels, line, locations, just a little bit. Been getting a lot of questions on those. So as far as other exciting things that we have coming down the pipe, PC Fun has also sent me a couple of products to review and then give away. So we're going to have some big giveaways coming up. If you guys tune in to my YouTube live videos, the live streams that you guys have seen before, if you guys make donations on those live streams, that automatically enters you into a PC Fun reel giveaway that comes out of my own pocket. So definitely make sure you tune into those and donate to the channel. Things have really been taking off, and I can't thank you guys enough. So thank you so much for watching this video and all the videos. And from myself, Phoebe, and from Tucker, we are out of here. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video.